We are going to start now the next lecture, lecture 3 of chapter 14, class 10th mathematics, statistics. Now in this lecture we will talk about the cumulative frequency curve or the Ogive. So a Ogive is a freehand graph showing the curve of a cumulative frequency distribution. So suppose we are given a grouped frequency distribution. So first we have two kinds of graph with us. One is a less than type series and for a greater than type series. So first of all we are talking about if a less than type series is given to us, then we have to mark the upper class limits along the x-axis. The upper class limits of this series we have to mark along the x-axis, and we have to mark the corresponding cumulative frequencies along the y-axis. Along y-axis we have to mark the cumulative frequencies. If we join all these points using the straight lines, then the graph that we are, or the polygon that we will obtain, that is called the cumulative frequency polygon. But if we join these points by smooth curves, then we obtain a curve, and that curve is called a cumulative frequency curve or an Ogive. This is the name given to it. It is Ogive. Similarly, if we are given a greater than type series, then we will mark the lower class limits along the x-axis, and if we join these and the corresponding cumulative frequencies along the y-axis, we obtain the points. If we join these points using line segments, we obtain the polygon called the cumulative frequency polygon. If we join these points using the smooth curves, we get a curve, and it is known as cumulative frequency curve or an Ogive. Now next we have explained over here that how to obtain the median from cumulative frequency curve. So the first step we are saying is method 1 we are talking about. It is draw either the less than type or more than type cumulative frequency curve for a given frequency distribution. Then we locate the value n by 2 on y-axis. Let this be P. From this point P, we have to draw a line PQ parallel to x-axis, cutting the curve at the point Q. These things will be more clear to you when we will solve this with an example. Now what we have to do is we have to draw a perpendicular QM on the x-axis, cutting the x-axis at point M, and this point M will give us the median of the data. The second method we have is that we draw both the Ogives, that is less than type as well as the more than type. We draw both these Ogives, and the point where these two Ogives they will intersect, that will give us the median of the data. The corresponding point on the x-axis, that will give us the median of the data. Both these things, this will be more clear to you with an example. So we move on to our first example. So following are the age distributions of a group of students. We have to draw the cumulative frequency curve of less than type and hence obtain the median value. So we are saying these are the frequency classes given to us. It is 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and these are the corresponding frequencies that we have. So what we have to do, we have to draw the less than type Ogive. So we have converted this to the cumulative frequency of less than 5. So the number of students having the age less than 5, that is equal to 36. Next, the number of students having the age less than 6, this 6 we are talking from here, that will be 42 plus 36, that is equal to 78. Next it is 78 plus 52, the answer we will get it is 130. It is for number of students having age less than 7. So we have converted this data to this form. These are the ages given to us in the corresponding to the data that is of less than type. We are saying the number of students having age less than 13. So that is basically all the students having age less than 30. It means it is sum of all these values, and it is 586. Now to prepare the table of less than type, we are saying that on the x-axis we take 5 small division is equal to 1, and along y-axis we take 1 small division is equal to 10. Why? Because on x-axis we are marking these values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 16. On y-axis we are going to mark the frequencies. So we have to plot the points. These are the points we are talking about. The points we have to plot, it is 5,36, then 6,78, then 7,130. These are the points that we have to plot. Now we move on to our graph. We are saying we have marked these points over here. It is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the values of the xi that we have, or we are saying these are the upper limits of these classes over here. These are the upper limit of these classes. It is 5, 6, 7, 8 we have marked over here. Now the corresponding frequencies, it is 36 corresponding to this 5. The value we have marked over here, this is corresponding to the point 36. Next we have, it is for 6 it is 78. For 6 we have marked the point over here, that is corresponding to the value 78. For 7 we have marked, the point over here. This point we have, it is the value 130 on y-axis. Then for 8 it is the value we have, it is 190. Similarly we have marked all other points over here, and these are the points we have marked. It is A, B, C, D, E, then this is F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Now next thing we have to do is we have to join all these points, this A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, F. We have joined all these points. We are not using the scale to join these points, just freehand we have joined all these points. Now this is the less than type Ogive that we have drawn over here. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to calculate the median for this value. Now the value of n that we have, that is equal to the sum of all these frequencies. We are saying it is 700. So the value of n by 2 we have, it is 350. So we locate this point 350 on the y-axis. We are saying this point 350 is somewhere over here. This is the point P. We are saying this is the point P, that is 0, 350. We have located this point on the y-axis. From this point we have drawn a perpendicular, and suppose it cuts this Ogive at the point Q. This is the point Q we are saying. Now from this point Q we have drawn a perpendicular on the x-axis, and this is the point M we have obtained, and the value of M we have, it is 10. The value this point M, it is 10, 0. So this 10 is basically the median that we are calculating. This 10 is the median of this data. So what we have done, we have drawn the Ogive, that is the cumulative frequency curve we have drawn. On this cumulative frequency curve we have calculated the value of n by 2. We have located this value on the y-axis. Corresponding to this point we have drawn a perpendicular to obtain the point Q on this Ogive. From this Q we have drawn the perpendicular on the x-axis, and we have obtained this corresponding value of x that we have obtained. This is the median of this data. Next we have is, this data is given to us. We have to draw the cumulative frequency curve of more than type and hence obtain the median value. So these are the class interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So when we are talking about the more than type classes, so or we are preparing the table of more than type, so we start from this side. We are saying how many values are there which are greater than 60. It is, we are talking about more than 60. There are 9 values. How many values are there which are more than 50? More than 50 there are, it is 9 plus 11, that is equal to 20 values. Next, how many values are there which are greater than 40? These 3 values we are talking about. So we are saying the values greater than 40, that will be 20 plus 17, that is equal to 37. So we are saying there are 37 values which are greater than 40. So we have written all these values. So what we have done, it is 9, then 9 plus 11, it is 20, then 20 plus 17 we have calculated, then the answer we will get, it is 37, then 37 plus 23 we are getting, it is 60. Now the next step we have to do is we have to draw the ogive. So we are saying along x-axis we are taking these points over here. We are talking about these points. These are the lower limits of these classes. We are marking them on the x-axis, and the values we are marking on the y-axis, these are from 0 to 100. On x-axis we are marking the points, it is 0 to 60. So we are writing over here that along the x-axis and 10 small divisions is equal to 5. We have taken in this way, and along y-axis 1 small division is equal to 1. Now we have to mark the points. The points we have to mark, it is 5, 100. Next it is 10, 95. These all points we have to mark. Last point that we have to mark, it is 60, 9. Now we move on to our ogive. On x-axis we have marked this point 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 up to 60. On y-axis we have marked the point 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, so on up to 100. Now corresponding to all these points, the first point we have to mark, it is 5, 100. So on x-axis we are saying it is 5, on y-axis it is 100. So this is the point A we have marked. Next we have to mark the point corresponding to 10, it is B, then C, then D, then E, then F, and then G. We have marked all these points. Then the next step we have is we have to join A and B. Using freehand we have joined these 2 points, then B and C we have joined, C and D we have joined, then D and E we have joined, E and F we have joined, F and G we have joined. So this is the greater than type or more than type ogive that we obtain. This curve we are saying, this is the cumulative frequency curve of more than type. Now the next thing we have to calculate is the median. Now the value of n that we have, the total values that we have, it is equal to 100. The cumulative frequency, we are saying the last cumulative frequency or the sum of all the frequencies, it is n. So the value of n by 2 we have, it is 50. We locate this point 50 on the y-axis, it is over here. We are naming this point, it is 0, 50. This is the point P. From this point we are drawing a perpendicular, and this is the point Q where it intersects with the ogive. Now from this point Q we are drawing a perpendicular on the x-axis, and we obtain that it intersects the x-axis at this point M, and the corresponding point, this M, the coordinates of this point M, it is 35, 0. So the median of this data, it is 35. The median for this data, it is 35. Now the next we have is the following table gives production yield per hectare of wheat of 100 farms of a village. So this is the yield given to us. These are the values given to us. Production of yield in kg per hectare, it is 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55, and these are the number of farms. Now what we have to do is change the distribution to a more than type distribution. We have to convert this distribution to a more than type distribution, and we have to draw the ogive. So to convert it to the more than type distribution, it means we are talking about it is more than type, so we will start from here. We are saying the values more than 65, they are 24. Then values more than 60, these are 30 plus 24, that is equal to 54. Next, the values more than 55, so that will be 54 plus 20. We are saying we will have to add both these values. It is 54 plus 20. These two values, these are 54. Actually, we are calculating the sum of all these three values. The sum of these two values we have already calculated, it is 54. So we are writing it is 54 plus 20, and the answer we will get it is 74. So the final table we will obtain in this form, that it is more than 65, there are 24, more than 60 it is 54, more than 55 it is 74, similarly more than 40 it is 100. So this is our first part that we have to do. We have to convert it to the more than type distribution. So the points that we have to plot over here, it is 65, 24, 60, 54, 55, 74. Similarly, it is 40, 100. These are the points that we have to plot. So to plot these points, we have marked on the x-axis, one small division is equal to 1 unit, and on y-axis we are saying one small division is equal to 1 unit. On x-axis we are going to mark these points, 65, we have to mark these points, and on y-axis we have to mark the corresponding cumulative frequency values. So these points, these are marked on this graph. These are the points we are talking about. It is the point A, that is 40, 100. Point B, it is 45, 65. Point C, it is 50, 90. Then D, E and F, we have marked these points. Then with free hand we have joined these points. We are saying we have joined the point A and B. Then we have joined the point B and C. Then we have joined the point C and D. Then D and E. Then E and F. And this curve we obtain, it is the more than type Ogive. In this question, it is not being asked to calculate the median, so we leave the answer up to this. If suppose we are being asked to find the median, we will write the value of n is 100, value of n by 2 is 50. We will locate the point 50 on the y-axis. We draw the perpendicular over here. We draw the perpendicular on the x-axis. So the median value we will obtain, it is equal to 60. But in this question, we are not being asked to find the median, so we leave it up to this point that we have to draw the more than type Ogive. Next is, during the medical checkup of 35 students of a class, their weights were recorded as follows. These are the weights given to us. It is 38 to 40, 40 to 42, 42 to 44, 44 to 46. And these are the number of students. It is 3, 2, 4, 5, 14. These are the number of students. We have to draw a less than type and a more than type Ogive. We have to draw two Ogives. One is less than type Ogive and second greater than type or more than type Ogive. And then we have to find the median weight from the graph. So when we convert the values to the less than type values, so we are saying how many students, those who have weight less than 40, it is 3. The number of students having weight less than 42, that is 3 plus 2, that is equal to 5. Next, number of students having weight less than 40, 4, that will be, this value we are saying it is 5 plus 4, that is equal to 9. So what we see from this is, when we are writing the less than series, the terms we are using, it is 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. These are the upper limits of the classes. These are the upper limits of the classes. So the last value we will obtain, it is equal to 52. When we will write and how we have written the cumulative series, we have started from this, it is 3. The next value we are saying it is 3 plus 2. The next value we are saying it is 3 plus 2 plus 4. The next value we are saying it is 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5. Like this we are writing these cumulative frequencies. When we are writing the greater than type values, so we are saying how many values are there which are greater than 50. So the first value we are saying it is greater than 50. How many values are there? There are 3 values. Next we are writing it is greater than 48. How many values are there? It is 3 plus 4. So what we are using in this case? These are the lower limits we are using. So the first value we are getting it is 50, and the last value we will obtain over here in this case, that will be greater than 38, and on writing all these values we will get the answer, it is 35. So the table it is shown on our next slide. So we are saying the values over here, it is more than 38, more than 40, more than 42, more than 44, and these are the number of students that we have. Now we have these two tables. One is corresponding to the less than type values. So the points that we have to mark on the Ogive, it is 40,3, 42,5 in this way. These are for the less than values. For greater than values, this is 38,35. Next value it is 40,32. These are the points we have to mark. So it is important to note over here that this value is 40 and this value is 52. In the second case, this value is 38 and this value is 50. Now we have taken along x-axis, we have taken 5 small divisions is equal to 1 kg, and along y-axis we are saying 10 small divisions, that is equal to 5 students. So these are number of students along y-axis. These are weight in kg along x-axis. So when we are drawing these points, the first point we are drawing over here, it is 40,3. So the 40,3 point we are saying this is A over here. Next point it is 42,5, it is B over here. Next is this point C, D, E, F, G. These are the points we have drawn corresponding to the less than type frequency distribution. Next, corresponding to the greater than type values, we are saying this point is 38,35. So this point 38,35, this is the point P we are saying. Next is 42,32. This is the point Q we are saying. This point Q we are saying. So we have obtained this point P, Q, R, S, T, U and V. These are corresponding to these more than type values. Then we join all these points A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, F and F, G. Then we join these points P, Q, Q, R, R, S, S, T, T, U, U, V. We join these points. So this is our, this Ogive we are saying. This is our less than type Ogive and this is our more than type Ogive. Now next thing we have to do is we have to calculate the median. Now the point where these two intersecting, we are naming this point as L, and we draw the perpendicular on x-axis from this point and we are naming this point as M. This point M, this gives us the median value, and we can see from here that this is corresponding to the point say 46.5. So we are saying the median value over here, this point M, it is 46.5, 0. So the median value over here, it is 46.5. Now the next we have is the table given below shows the frequency distribution of the scores obtained by 200 candidates in a BCA entrance exam. Draw cumulative frequency curve. You have to draw the cumulative frequency curve of both the types, less than type series and more than type series, and hence we have to calculate the median. So again, when we are writing the less than type series, less than type means we will start our table from this side. We are saying the number of students having less than 250 marks, that is equal to 30. Next, the number of students having less than 300 marks. We are saying number of students having less than 300 marks, so it is 30 plus 15, that is equal to 45. Then the number of students having less than 350 marks, The answer we will get, it is sum of all these three, and the sum of all these three values, it is 90. This 90 we are obtaining basically from 45 plus this 45, we are getting the answer, it is 90. The next value we will have, it is 20 plus 90. We are saying the value, the next value we will have, it is 20 plus 90, that is equal to 110. So these are the number of candidates we are talking about, and these upper limits over here, this is 250, 300, 350, 400. These are the values we have mentioned over here, and these are the cumulative frequency corresponding to these values. So these are the less than type frequency distribution. Next, when we are writing the greater than type frequency distribution, we are using these values over here. We are saying how many students have marks greater than 550, it is 15. The students having marks greater than 550, it is 15. The students having marks greater than 500, it is 15 plus 10, that is equal to 25. Now the students having marks greater than 450, it is 25 plus 40. We are adding these two values over here, and the answer we are getting, it is 65. These two values, 10 plus 15, that is equal to 25. So what we are basically doing, we are adding all these three values. So we are saying when we are writing the more than type values, the values we are using from this table, it is more than 200, more than 250, more than 300. That is these lower limits. We are using these lower limits. In this case, we are using these upper limits. So we have obtained this table. Now the cumulative frequency is also clear to you, that the first value we are writing, it is 15, next it is 15 plus 10, then next value we have, it is 65, then the next value we will have, it is 65 plus 25, and the answer we will obtain, it is 90. So these are the number of candidates, and these are the more than type value scores we are saying. Now we have to plot these values on the graph. So we are saying the scale we are using over here, it is along the x-axis we are saying one small division is equal to 5, and on y-axis one small division is equal to 2. So these are the values shown over here, that along y-axis, along x-axis, these are the value we have marked. It is 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. Along y-axis we have marked these values over here. It is 0, 20, 40, 60, 80. All these values we have marked over here. Now corresponding to the less than type frequency distribution, the first point we will have, it is 250, 30. So 250, 30 is the point, this A. Next we have, it is 300, 45. Next this is the point C. Next D, E, F, G and H. These are the points corresponding to these values. So this is the less than type Ogive. When we are talking about the more than type Ogive, these are the values. So the points we have to plot, it is 200, 200. Next we have to plot, it is 250, 170. Next we have to plot is 300, 155. So these are the points we are talking about, that corresponding to 200, the point we have, it is 200. This is P. Then it is 250 and 170. Next it is 300 and 155. Next it is 350 and 110. Next it is 490. Next it is 450 and 65. Next it is 525, and this point we are saying it is 550 and 50. When we join these points with freehand, we are joining these points over here. The curve we have obtained, this is the more than type Ogive. This curve that we have joined over here, this is the less than type Ogive. Now the next thing we have to calculate, it is the median. So the point where these two are intersecting, this is the point where these two curves these are intersecting, we are naming this as L. We have drawn the perpendicular from this point L on the x-axis, and the point where it is intersecting over here, that is the point M we are saying, and we can see that this point, the coordinates of this point, it is 375, 0, and this 375, this is the median corresponding to the given data. So to calculate the median, we can use both less than and greater than type Ogives, and the point where they intersect, the corresponding point on the x-axis to this point, that gives us the value of the median of that data.